Slippy. Everybody loves free stuff. Greetings, fellow simmer, and welcome to the reaction review with me, GripperSim. This is episode 1 of the top 20 add-ons for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, meaning we are looking at the first 5 add-ons today and subsequent add-ons in series 2, 3 and 4. All add-ons shown are in no particular order or preference, as your own selection of the top 20 would be quite subjective and different for everybody. The first 5 in the list today, we're going to start with number 1, and that is Eulocleat Airport in Alaska, which actually didn't exist until now. The airport that got famous with the TV show Flying Wild Alaska. Eulocleat Airport is missing from the sim completely, so I decided to add it, says Iggy, the creator and submitter. Eulocleat is an airport built for battle, not against men, but against the weather. In the winter, temperatures dip to -40 and the wind howls at nearly hurricane speeds for months on end. I'm sitting here at the end of the runway waiting for the bad weather, because why would we take off in good weather in Eulocleat? We're going to wait for the bad weather, which it's on the way. This guy obviously is a little bit chilly, but thankfully he's wishing me good luck and he's in good form. Eulocleat is a little bit more messy in real life, but as this airport did not exist in Flight Simulator before, I'm not complaining. The storm has arrived, and as you can see, the trees bend with the wind. Taking off soon, but let's do a quick time lapse of this fantastic weather in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Okay, I waited for the wind to die down to about 30 knots. I think that's reasonable enough, 35 knots or so, and it weathercocks instantly into the wind. Now this is going to be a very interesting landing because I've really got to at the moment fight and add power to go forward into the wind. The wind is coming from the sea, so there's no surface friction, so it's not that bumpy, but yeah, I'm really having to fight here. Now I'm flying this from looking at your perspective that you see here, because there's no record function in Flight Simulator yet. They don't have a record function, so I can make nice eye candy videos yet, but there will be. If you know of any record function that's out there, do let me know in the comments, but I'm keeping an eye on it for Flight Sim. Now here we go. I'm going to turn right in, and I want to get the aircraft in the center line. You know, I'm not going to crash. Well, I don't know yet, do I? I don't know if I'm going to crash. So let's just keep that on, and I'm going to turn to the left here and just see the wind blow me away. See that? Just blows me right over. So I'll take a big left turn and now a right turn and just fight it into the wind. So I'm making up a base for final here. Now it's taking ages to get onto base because I'm fighting the wind. It's 35 knots, so I've got to go at least 80 knots to get anywhere. So it's quite tricky. Now as I'm flying this from a different perspective, it's kind of tricky. I want to get my body on the center of the runway. That's what I'm aiming for. I don't care where the nose is turning yet. But I'm on the center line. Great. Okay, on the center line. Getting a little bit bumpy. Must be the surface friction from the houses, maybe. Okay, good. Good. Come down. Come on, GripperSim. Keep it on the center line. Add power. I'm adding loads of power. Okay, this is the tricky bit. I'm going to put in right rudder and put the left wing into wind. Oh, not enough left wing. Not left. Oh, okay. Well, it's better than nothing. Now let's try and put the tail down. Oh! Dip, slippy. I'm gonna. Oh God! All right, that didn't work. So I'm gonna try again. Oh, I could land lengthways. I could land here. No, that's not gonna work either. Okay, let's try again. We got a massive runway. Brilliant. Okay, here we go. Oh, messy. Oh, come on. Oh. All right. Oh, okay, I got it. Have I? Okay, let's put the tail down. Ah, yeah, there we go. Yeah. Number 2 on the list, Paderborn Leipzig in Germany. I hope I pronounced that correctly, and you will find this in the Microsoft Flight Simulator store in the Flight Simulator. I've already installed mine, so as you can see here, it's free. It's free, the first free one in the actual store itself. Now the airport looks pretty good here in the pictures, I have to admit, but let's have a look at what it looks like in the actual sim. Gripper Sim, eye candy, go! Since the last update of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, my frame rates have improved, but the jutteriness is still there at times. Now, it may be the setup of my PC. I think I'll switch VSync off. Number 3 is Liveries, and this is Clink's Megapack version 8. There are 323 liveries across 15 aircraft in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. There's a link in the description after the show for the installation instructions for all the liveries. Now, for me, it was very simple. All I had to do is dump all the folders for all the liveries into my community folder in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. After examining some of the logos of the liveries up close, some of them don't look perfect, really up close. I'm talking about a foot away, but that doesn't matter because you want to protect your frames per second anyway. All of these liveries are absolutely perfect in my mind. They're absolutely brilliant and they're free. Now, would I pay for an add-on pack now? I don't think so, because these are fine for me. As long as they don't affect the frames per second, I'm happy. The pit special, all the pits are perfect. I mean, right up close, they're flawless. Next up, Yosemite National Park. I know, Gripper Sim has to land on top of everything. So everything I see that's high and tall like a building or a mountain, I'm going to land on the top of it.
God damn irresponsible. Playing games with life.
I only did it once, I didn't have to crash it all. So there you go, it's just the way I roll. But this is standard, okay? This is standard scenery. It looks pretty good on the outset, but it is kind of stretched. You see the cliff faces? You'll notice that it's stretched. And if you're flying through here, you know, this is a place you want to fly through in a jet really fast. It's a bit of fun. Now, everything else looks brilliant. The ground looks fantastic. The rivers, the sand beds, everything. But actually, it's kind of stretched a little bit. And I'm going to show you the comparison to this next free pack for Yosemite. See that? That is stretched to be Jesus. Is this the big cliff face that Captain Kirk went climbing and he brought Bones and he said, "You'll have a great time, Bones. You'll enjoy your leave. You'll be able to relax." This is the improved version from FSX Simmer. Now, the link is in the description below after the show, but as you can see, there's a lot more detail. There's no stretching. So they haven't stretched it. It's not the satellite overhead imagery stretching it to look realistic. So you can see the detail of the rocks there is absolutely incredible. Now, I have to say, I didn't notice any difference in frame rates. So I think it's pretty good. But there's always a caveat with something free, isn't there? There's always a little downside. But this one isn't so bad, actually. But if you go really close up to the rocks here, you will see that at this point now, see, it's just all weird, isn't it? But who flies that close to the rocks anyway? Look at that. That is much better detail than before. And I'll forgive them for when you go close up. Very much so. that it looks a bit odd, but it looks pretty damn detailed. It's fantastic. But another caveat is you can't land on it because there's no I was trying to land on it here, and it didn't land because there's no collision detection. But even with those two caveats, it's absolutely stunning if you're just doing normal flying. I believe VXX Simmer said he's going to do updates, and I'm sure he'll add in the collision detection and improve it. But the way it is, I'm very happy with it. It's fantastic. I'm going to land here if it's the last thing I do. Oh, Spa! Next up, Kennedy Space Center. I was flying down Florida from north to south there on my stream last Sunday, which, by the way, I'll be doing another stream this Sunday at 10 o'clock Dublin time. And I found Kennedy Space Center. At least I think I found what it was. But instead of the actual buildings there were just big clunks of grey buildings. I couldn't see any of the rocket pads or anything like that, or the assembly area or anything at all. So there's a download for Kennedy Space Center for all the pads. So a picture tells 1,000 words. So let's have a look at some GripperSim 4K eye candy goodness. So that is the first 5 of this episode. More coming soon. Now, I've been reprimanded lately from various parties for not taking flight simulation seriously enough, and it's been impressed on me to behave a little bit more professional-like. As I'm a professional commercial pilot and a flight instructor, I may have to become more serious and more monotone-like and include more flight physics videos with numbers and formulas in a business-like fashion. This may take down the tone of the channel and remove any humour. Oh my god, it's Godzilla! And he looks furious! Why isn't he in Tokyo Bay? It's not as if San Franciscans have enough to deal with. Quick, call Star Wars for help!
I'm going
War 2, see what you can do back there!